This is a gynecological ultrasound of 1 year married female, 1 year. She did not conceive during this period, and the reason for not conceiving is the hypoplastic uterus. This is the uterus in longitudinal section measuring 5.2. Minimum is required is 6 centimeters, and the patient's uterus measures 5.2 centimeters, and in anterior-posterior diameter the uterus measures 1.7 centimeters, whereas minimum required is 2.5, with the endometrial canal not visualized, just seen as a thin line. Now this is the uterus in transverse section, okay. And in transverse section it measures 2.05 centimeters, and this is a hypoplastic uterus. And yes, now we see that the endometrial canal echoes are not visualized. The endometrial canal echoes are not that clearly visualized. This is the pathology number 1, and whereas thereby this is the uterus, cervix of the uterus, this area, cervical canal. And endometrial canal is not visualized with clarity, and the vaginal echoes are also not that clear. Now the left ovary is okay, shows follicular activity. This is the left ovary with follicles, with developing follicles, and on the right side we see a large cystic mass with numerous internal convoluted septas, thin-walled, cyst that reaches almost the epigastric region, extending from the right hypochondrium. This reaches up to the right hypochondrium. This is the urinary bladder in longitudinal section. This is the urinary bladder in longitudinal section, and this is where the cyst starts from the right adnexa and goes all the way along to the epigastric region. And we do see posterior wall enhancement. This is posterior wall acoustic enhancement. These are the debris, internal echoes. These are the septas. Here you see. Now you see it has fluid component in abundance. This is the fluid component. This is the fluid component. This is thin walled, and these are the septas, XY septas, whereby this is the ovary. Left ovary, small sized. Right ovary is not seen, and this ovary does show follicular activity, but the size of the ovary is also small, hypoplastic. We'll measure just a minute. This is the cyst. And the appearance of this cyst is very much consistent with MUCINOS cystadenoma, with no calcification. No calcification is seen, no solid element is seen in this cyst. Has thin wall, posterior wall acoustic enhancement is seen. and we cannot measure it in total in any one given plant because of the size of this large cyst extending from the right adnexa up to the epigastric region in midline. Now the ovary measures 2.5 into 1.5 centimeters, left ovary. Now you see this cyst, encapsulated cyst with numerous internal sepals communicating with each other, and with abundant fluid component within it, with abundant fluid component echoes within. This is the uterus. This is the uterus. So hypoplastic uterus, hypoplastic left ovary, let us see the ovary once again. Well, this is the ovary, measuring 1.7 by 9.2 millimeters, 1.7 centimeter by 9.2 millimeter, and is hypoplastic. This is the left ovary, and this is the true dimension. This dimension should be considered as the correct one. So this is the ovary, and this is the left ovary. So this is an ultrasound study of a young lady married 1 year with hypoplastic uterus, hypoplastic left ovary, and a large cystic area extending from the region of the right adnexa up to the epigastric region and expanding in the midline towards both flanks. And this is consistent with, until unless proven otherwise, this is consistent with serous cyst adenoma.